The last scene in the show, if you follow this little road up to your left where it goes out of sight around the Red Butte,
Yep.
and then right around there you see another little old light line going right straight south out south towards that White Rock Point.
Yep.
You see that? That's just a little road. It's about growed up now, but it is a road. Goes right out onto that White Point. That's where Ridley Scott, the director, had his camera sitting right out on the end of that point. That White Rock. He was shooting back to the east this way, and about 100 feet back from that point where we had that pin in the, drilled a hole and put a big pin there with a pulley in it. Then the cable went back to the car, went up through that shiv, and then come back out, and the rim running out this way. They had a 6-inch thick oil road, blacktop they hauled out here. Had oil road built out that direction, and they had a brand new 2-ton Ford truck hooked onto that. And I asked that driver, I said, how, and then that driver took off, and that pulled that car up, and I, to this day, don't know what kind of a release they had to turn that car loose, but they had some kind of a quick uncoupler. But I asked that truck driver, I said, how fast was you doing when they released the car? And he said 60 mile an hour.
Oh.
He got that new Ford truck going 60 from right up along that rim.
So it was going left to right when it went off?
It was going right out that way.
Oh, away from
straight
us.
south.
Away from us.
The car was going out. That's why we put the shiv up here. And the cable run from the car up through the shiv and back over here to the truck that's running out along that rim going that way. And after they got through, they say all the movies destroyed the country and all this and left it dirty. I defy you to even go down there and show me where they had an oil road built there. They cleaned that all up, hauled it back to town. Kid oiled his driveway with it. And he got it home. But this was all my winter range in Belois. I run cattle in here all of my life. First cattle I ever owned, I was 13 years old. I had a brother 10 years older than me, and we built an old boat. We put 6 head of calves in. I milked cows around town that winter, and the people give me the calves the next spring for milking their cows that winter. Well, that fall, when the calves were about 600 pounds, we put them in that old boat and floated them down. It took us 2 days from Moab to here. We put them out on this bottom across the river there on the bend. That's known as the California Bottom. And it starts right there and goes clear around that bend and goes clear back down where you can see the river way over here. It's about 3 miles around there long. Biggest river bottom on the Colorado River from Moab to the confluence. Then it's going on down where you can see the river way down there. That bottom's known as the Millings Bottom, or the Hermit. Then the Hermit Bottom's the next one below that. A guy named Jack Milling come down this country during the Second World War. We always figured he was a draft dodger. He come down there and he stayed till the war was over, and then he come out. But no roads or nothing down this country them days. But that's where we shot Thelma and Louise off. And old Ridley, I can hear him yet. He says, man, that was just perfect. But he said, we got another car. He says, hook on it and let's shoot it. Let's run it off too. So we hooked on the other and shot it off there. And they had deep sea divers down on the river and 2 helicopters. And them cars weren't in the water 10 minutes. Them guys went down, hooked chains on them. Them helicopters in 10 minutes had them sitting back up on the set there.
So it was over that little road out there.
Yeah, it was right off of that limestone ledge, that gray ledge. See, and it's only about 400 feet. You can see on the other side of the river how far it is actually down to the water. Well, and over here too. It's about 400 feet. And we've shot, have you ever seen Billy Crystal in City Slickers 2?
Yeah.
Well, they shot that wagon off the rim right over in the head of this canyon where it goes up in there and about half of the canyon's in the shadow. The second canyon over, that's where we shot that wagon off the rim in that movie. We did a lot of that City Slickers 2 right here in this country. Yeah, before I ever bought these permits in here, and I sold them 8 years ago. So I run cattle here 48 years, and then that kid's been here. Over on the other side of the river, that was all what we call the Hollyoak brothers.
Well.
That was their range, and they run horses over there.
Carl, what is your last name?
Tangren,
Carl Tangren.
like
Okay.
two-tone, tan and green.
Tangren.
Only we dropped one E, so they pronounce it Tangren.
So
instead of
you've known this
Tangreen.
land all your life.
Next week, I've been here 83 years.
Oh my goodness.
22nd.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You were a godsend. We were so curious.
Yeah, we're still, and that's why I come out with this tour bus. Now that's why I'm here today, is with the people on Tuck Tours bus. I come every Saturday with them. Just come out here to tell people stories about my
Oh,
life.
you make it come alive.
Well, these little park rangers that are here, you know, they're from Chicago or New York or somewhere. They don't know nothing about it.
Okay, where did Thelma and Louise go off of?
Okay, right down here. See this dirt road going up where it goes out of sight around the red ledge? Right there, there's a little dirt road going straight out on the White Rock Point you can see out there.
Okay.
And that's where the camera was setting. He was shooting back east, and about 200 feet this way, that's where the car went.
There's water right down there, goes down.
Well, you can see the river right
Yeah, I
here.
saw
It's
that. I
just
saw
400
that. Okay.
feet. That ledge is about 400 feet high there.
Okay.
It went right off. See, the river's coming way down here, around here, and it goes out around. This is called the horse bottom.
Did the car actually land in the water?
Huh?
Did the car land in the water?
Yeah, they lit in the water. But like I was telling you, they weren't in that water 10 minutes. They had deep sea divers.